Hello, today I'll be showing you how to install exterior lights using a high beam wiring harness. I chose to use the harness from Steady, but there are many other brands that make a similar sort of setup. If you're going to be installing ditch lights, spotlights, or any other lights that come in pairs, make sure to get a wiring harness with dual connectors. Now let's begin. Firstly, mount your lights onto your car. For my 2010 Toyota Kluger, I've installed my lights onto Tacoma brackets that I purchased online. Before installing them, I first painted them for added protection. Then I screwed the bracket onto the bonnet, one bolt at a time, so the bonnet wouldn't fall off. Then I cut the light bracket bolts to the right size. After, I installed the ditch lights onto the brackets, ready to be wired. Here is a wiring diagram I made so it's easier to understand the process. First things first, you should disconnect the battery. If your car is negatively grounded like mine, then all you have to do is remove the negative terminal. Now it's time to install the relay. Using an existing screw hole within my engine bay, I screwed in the relay. This was done with M6 16mm bolts, but this could be different for your car. Now that the relay is installed, it's time to wire it to your light or lights. Since I'm installing ditch lights and have a dual connector harness, the diagram shows two yellow lines. I ran the ditch light connections onto the side of the cowl, and I zip tied it to make sure that it wouldn't be rattling around in there. I went through the foam pads on the side and have zip tied it all underneath. As you can see here, it runs all the way behind, all neat and tidy, and then it connects up to the relay. You can see I've done the same thing on the other side. Since there was a lot of excess cable on this side, I bundled it up and zip tied it together. And I also try to make it as neat and tidy as possible, just in case I want to put in light fittings in the future. Now that the light connections are installed, it's time to do the Piggy-back adapter. This adapter connects to the headlights so it can pick up the signal of the high beams and then direct power to your exterior lights. This is what the Piggy-back adapter looks like. It's got a male plug, a female plug, and it's got a plug to connect into the relay. This adapter connects directly into your headlights, and as you can see here, it's installed and connects to the cable that's bundled up, which goes straight to the relay. Now that the Piggy-back adapter is installed and connects directly to the relay through the signal line, it's time to install the on and off switch. Having the switch on means that when you turn on high beams, the lights that you have installed come on with it, and if you have it off, it means the lights won't come on with the high beam. To install this cable, you'll have to run it through the firewall of your car. I've installed it through a grommet conveniently next to the relay. You might have to do some research to find out where the best entry point through the firewall would be for your car. For my installation, I had to remove a nipple on a grommet underneath the passenger side. Then I had to stick a metal coat hanger through the grommet. Then I grabbed it through the engine bay, then tied around the on and off switch to it. I then pulled back the metal coat hanger through the grommet to back inside the cabin, where I zip tied the on and off cable to other cables. I made sure to do good zip ties so it doesn't make any rattling noises when I'm driving on bumpy roads. Once you have the cable in the cabin, you can connect it to your light switch. For my installation, I had to put it through the center console in order to get it to the button hole where I'll be installing my OEM switch that I'll have to solder in a later video. Once you have your button or temporary button installed, don't push back in any of the trims that you've removed, just in case you need to make any changes, such as the position of the switch or if the harness has any faults. These changes should be made after you've tested if the lights work once you connect up the battery. You'll have to look at the manual of the harness that you've purchased in order to find out which ring terminals from the relay connect to which terminals on the battery. As you can see here, the power line from the relay connects up to the positive and negative / ground terminals of the battery and also contains a fuse. Now that all the wiring has been neatly connected to your car, it's time to test whether or not the lights work. Make sure to turn on high beams and have the temporary or permanent light switch turned on. After it's confirmed that your lights do work, then you can push in your trims and enjoy your new lights. Here's what my newly installed Steady Cube lights in flood look like at nighttime. I really like these lights, and I'm also a big fan of their products. I'm not affiliated with them, but I have provided links to their products used in this video. Thanks for watching, take care, and goodbye.